Welcome to episode 90 of the Hoop Threads podcast here with another prospect spotlight with Gabe Weis, 2026 6'7" wing from Washington County High School and Phenom United out there in Kentucky. Gabe, how's it going today, brother?
Going pretty good.
All right, man, let's get right into it. Tell me about your first dunk.
I had my first dunk actually at the church up the road in 7th grade. And then I got my first in-game dunk in 8th grade.
Got you. How tall were you when you got your first dunk at the church?
Probably, no, I was probably 6'2", 6'3".
Okay, gotcha. Who do you model your game after?
I like to say after Kevin Durant.
Okay. You have any is there a part of his skill set that you have right now and then a part of it that you're trying to get to?
Of like with Kevin Durant,
Yeah.
jump shot. I mean, my mid range is probably my strongest part of my game.
100%. Yeah, that's what I saw as well. So that kind of leads into the next question. Talk about your strengths and weaknesses right now in your game.
Strengths. I can jump pretty good. My dad could always jump, and then my 15-foot and then is pretty good. Weaknesses. I'll probably need to work on 3-ball and ball handling it a little more.
Okay, gotcha. I agree with all that, just kind of from seeing you in person and just on the film. I think also kind of the fluidity in your hips, kind of just being able to turn and sprint, defensively, will unlock a lot of your potential as a defender that can guard multiple positions. Kind of once those hips get a little bit more fluid and you get a little bit lighter on your feet, you'll be able to guard some of the smaller players because I think you can pretty comfortably guard, 2 through 3 and maybe some small ball 4s right now. Do you agree with that?
Sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Talk about a time that you faced adversity and some tools that you used to navigate through it.
So actually, in 3SSB last session in South Carolina, I had a terrible game. Like it was so bad, and then my next game, I bounced back pretty well, and then by the end of the tournament, that's when I had more and more college coaches come. It was really nice to bounce back from that. So,
okay. Is there anything specifically that you did differently in that second game that kind of led to the success?
my focus I wasn't really into the game at first. So I just try to lock in a little more.
Man, as you get going, those higher level games, people will come at you for sure, from the jump. So that's good to hear that the mindset is where it should be. Who's the hardest worker you've ever been around, and kind of what have you kind of stolen from them?
On the basketball court, we have a kid at our high school that he goes at it from first start of the first quarter to the last second of the fourth quarter. I mean, our team feeds off of him. I mean, it just gets us going. And then outside of basketball, probably definitely my dad. He always works hard. And once he starts one thing, he's got to finish it and then on to the next. So
that's the way to be, man. So we're kind of talking about habits just there. What's the best habit that you have in your daily routine? Whether that be meditation or early morning workout or film study, kind of what's the best daily habit that you have right now?
Daily habit, I mean, I pray almost every day. So that's a good habit of mine. And then during school, about 3, maybe 4 times a week, I get up at about 5:30 and work out before school.
Okay. I mean, that's great to hear as well. Tell me about your gym schedule. What parts of your game, have you been working on the most, this summer? What have you added to your game, like during the summer right now, versus kind of the end of the high school season?
My trainer has worked with me a lot on my 3-ball, so I've got a lot more confident with that in my game. So it'll be nice once I get really comfortable with it.
Gotcha. Shout out Coach Mays. What matchup do you look forward to the most, whether that's in AAU or high school? It's kind of an open-ended question.
High school is probably Marion County, they're the county over next to us. And just ever since I can remember, and from what I've heard in the past, it's just always been our big rivalry. And then actually, May's my trainer. He was the head coach there.
Hmm.
And then he just came to Washington County. Now he's an assistant at my school. So that's probably going to make it even more hype.
There you go. Adds a little bit of flame to that fire for sure. Right now, Washington County is a public high school, correct?
Sure.
Talk about being there and playing for your local team and kind of what that means to you versus playing for, one of the prep school powers that you could play for right now.
I mean, I have everything I need in Washington County. I mean, I have Mays. I mean, there's not a lot here, but everything I want is right here. I mean, I'm getting recruited pretty well right now. I mean, I don't really need all of the stuff that the prep schools have. I mean, it would be nice, but I'm getting better right here. So.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Talk about the difference in your role with Washington County with the high school team versus Phenom U. What are some differences? Are there any similarities as well?
I'm definitely one of the leaders. I'm a leader on both, but it's a different game though. AAU is a lot faster, so sometimes I play different positions in AAU, but most of the time in high school, I play like 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Coach Mays was talking about how you've kind of added some of the ball handling to your game, and he's kind of sees you as eventually being, an initiator. Is that something that's kind of on like a developmental goal for you for the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's going to be nice when I actually add that and get really comfortable with it. It should help my game out a lot.
Okay. What do you do right now that makes you stand out from the competition? We kind of talked about the strengths already, but how would you contribute to winning at the college level once you get there?
Mays especially has talked about how I can guard 1 through 5. And I think that's really nice to have as a bigger guy.
Okay. Got you. You're great. One of your best values to the team right now is your shooting ability. What have you learned about taking the right shot and passing out of a shot to create a better one and impacting the game outside of shooting, maybe on a night when your shot isn't falling?
I think rebounding is the biggest thing for me, because sometimes if my shot isn't falling, I mean, if I can get rebounds and get open shots for other players, and if they're hitting them, that's going to win us the game.
Okay. Tell me about a part of your game that flies under the radar or you think is undervalued right now.
I think my passing ability. I think people don't look at it as much because I probably do take more shots than others. But I think my passing is probably underrated a little bit.
Gotcha. Is that from like the low block or from, the high post off the bounce, or just, from a standstill that you can do right now?
A little bit everywhere, really. I mean, if I grab a rebound and I see someone down the other end of the floor, I'm gonna throw it. And if I see someone, if I'm on the wing and if I see someone on the post, I'm gonna throw it where they want it.
Gotcha.
Or on a half break situations.
Yeah, a lot of things, a lot of players your age don't understand, that, and how valuable that can be just to create open looks for you as a scorer as well, because then they have to guard you as a passer and they can't just play up on you. So what parts of the floor do you feel the most comfortable right now, and then kind of the least comfortable kind of areas you need to work on?
I feel really good like elbow. Like I like catching the ball right at the elbow free throw line and working from there. Least comfortable. I mean, I'm not much of a one-on-one player. Like that's just not much of my game. So, I mean, I'm probably least comfortable around the perimeter.
Okay.
But I am. That's what I'm working on. So,
okay.
I'm trying to get around there.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually. So now that you said that you're not a one-on-one player, what is your go-to move with the game on the line if you need a bucket? Ball's in your hands, the game's tied, 10 seconds.
I love a right to left cross. I like getting to the left.
Okay, gotcha. Rank these in order of importance to you. Game-winning assist, game-winning bucket, or game-winning defensive stop.
I mean, of course, I want a game winning bucket,
Mhm.
and second is game winning stop.
Okay.
Third is game winning six.
Okay. So what are some things that you value? Is it trust? Is it honesty? Is it work ethic, the people around you, need to talk? Is it kind of lifting other people's up? What are some things that are really important to you that you value in the people around you, not only on the basketball court, but also just in life in general to gain your trust?
I mean, what kind of person are they like? I just think that's a big like if you're gonna I don't know. I like relationships a lot too. Like I
Mhm.
want to build good relationships with people,
Mhm.
like be trustworthy, loyal.
Okay, got you. You're kind of going into your sophomore season, so this is really early, but who is recruiting you the hardest right now? And then after that, kind of what are you looking for? What do you think you'll be looking for long term in a school as far as style of play, area, um, conference, stuff like that?
It's hard. It's kind of hard for recruiting right now because I can't really talk to. It's harder to communicate with college coaches
Hmm.
because they can't really talk to me and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes it is hard, but I would love to play SEC or Big Ten, one of those big time conferences.
Hmm. Gotcha. What type of school would you be looking for as far as, more country, more, urban, kind of in big cities, big school, small school? Any preferences there or not really?
I would love to play Power Five, like
Mhm.
a bigger school,
Okay.
and it would. I don't really care where. I would like to stay. I would like to stay close to home, but
Okay. Gotcha.
just
Yeah, you have time to develop that for sure. Tell me about some of your interests and hobbies off the court. I know that a lot of people don't know you actually play golf as well. If basketball didn't work out for you, if your career ended tomorrow, kind of what would your plan be?
I love the outdoors. I mean, we're in Kentucky, so it's about as country as you can get. And I love hunting and fishing and doing all that kind of stuff. So those are probably my other hobbies.
Okay. And if basketball didn't work out for you, what type of career would you be looking to get involved in, down the line?
Oh gosh, I haven't even thought about it honestly.
Yeah, you got plenty of time for that too. What has been your happiest moment on a basketball court so far?
Um, My first in-game dunk was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say that might be what it is at this stage of your career. Give me your goals, for this season, individual and team. Are there any kind of big goals that you have your sights set on for this upcoming season?
for me personally, I would love to get my 1,000 points. I got around 500 to go this season,
Mhm.
and the goal for our team has been the past couple of years to go to state. But I really feel like if we have a year, it's going to be this year. So
Okay, gotcha. Two more questions for you, then we'll get out of here. What sets Kentucky basketball apart from the rest of the country? Is it a certain style of play? Is it a certain skill set? For someone like me that isn't super familiar with basketball in your area, kind of tell us about that. What Kentucky brings to the floor.
um, I don't know really. I haven't really played much basketball like outside of Kentucky. So I don't really know, or like high school ball, like so I don't really know much of what kind of different environment or what's different about it.
Okay, gotcha.
But I mean, our
I heard
watching
the
it,
fan support out there is pretty crazy.
oh my gosh, it's amazing. We
Awesome.
went to so we have like different levels, and we went to all A state, and we had almost the whole county out there
Mm, gotcha.
watching.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Uh, Who are some of your basketball heroes, or some guys that you model your game after? I know you said Kevin Durant's one of them. Are there any others? Any local guys that went on to some big things that you really look up to?
Um, no, we haven't really had like from Washington County or surrounding areas. We haven't really had a whole lot of talent go anywhere much with basketball, so I
All
don't
right.
really know a lot.
In a couple of years, it's going to be you then, huh? All right. So, last question of the interview, kind of what is your why? Why do you play this game? Why do you work so hard at it? What kind of drives you to play the game of basketball?
The Lord has blessed me with a gift, and I just want to try to use it and inspire others. And if I can change people's lives through this, then I mean, that's going to be amazing.
Got you. Awesome. Well, appreciate the time, brother. Let people know where they can find you on social media if you know your ads off the top of your head.
Instagram is gabe.weiss11 and Insta is capital W Weiss and then capital G Gabe.
That second one was Twitter or Instagram.
The second one was Twitter, yes, sir.
Okay, got you. Appreciate the time, brother. Look forward to watching you this upcoming season, the rest of your career.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.